Okay, so today I'll be opening up this used Mobil oil filter, number M1-103A. And I got this used Mobil oil filter from a very generous viewer who wants to be known as Rideshare Sienna from Covington, Washington. Thank you. This oil filter was in service for 9,640 miles and came off of his 2021 Toyota Sienna. Yep, the one with a 2.5 liter hybrid driven for Uber, which now has 239,497 miles. He was using 0W20 Pennzoil Ultra Platinum oil and changed the oil twice during this period. So this vehicle had 2 oil changes and 1 filter change. So let's get started.
You gotta glue the silicone, get nice and tight, get your end of here, filtration 99.
Okay, so before we open this filter up, let's take a quick look at it. The date code, L112025. And this is a sticker on here. Get the filter number right here, M1-103A. And over here, yeah, made in Vietnam. And it's rated for 20,000 miles, 1 year, whichever comes first. Okay, this filter, you know, it wasn't leaking earlier. I tried using a Q-tip. Tried having a Q-tip in here like this. You know, of course now it's going to start leaking, but it wasn't leaking earlier. I can feel it's kind of heavy. Feels like it's got some oil in it. But anyways, okay, it's got a metal core with holes, bypass valve at the dome end, 4 grooves there for threads. You can see a silicone drain back valve in there, 8 inlet holes, and a nitro rubber gasket. So I'll put the thickness of this gasket up on the screen. Okay. Yeah, so this filter's it feels like it's gonna have some oil in it. It didn't want to drain. Now it's coming out a little bit, but it feels kind of heavy. Now, let me take my glove off. Okay. There it goes. So you can see the oil coming out. A small filter, it's hard to grab. Alright, there it comes out. Put my glove back on. That was a tough one. Okay. That anti drain back valve is definitely working. No problem with that anti drain back valve. Yeah, you can see that works nice. Silicone drain back valve. Yeah, looks nice. Base plate. Lift it up. Yeah, I see a little sludging going on. That's good. Covers those holes nice. Okay, filter element. Got a slippery filter here. Okay, bypass valve is right here. And this has a setting of 14 to 18 psi. It's pretty clean there. A little glue there. Well, a little bit of glue here. Right here. Got a metal crimp seam. And I'll put the number of pleats up on the screen. Yeah, quite a bit of glue on this one right here. And this is a synthetic blend media with a micron rating of 99+% efficiency at removing particles greater than 30 microns. Pleats are nicely spaced. Okay, so it doesn't look too bad actually. Doesn't look too bad for 10,000 miles, 2 oil changes. It looks pretty clean here on the outside. We'll have to see what it looks like once it's all squeezed out. Oh, this one's got a coil spring. Our friend the coil spring. Oh, it's got a magnet on it also. Yeah. Oh. Alright, it was glue on. Maybe it was glued on because it didn't want to come out. Must have been, I don't know if that was glued on or it was just stuck on down there. But anyways, see how it works. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, the can. Yeah, it looks nice and clean too. No sludging at all. That looks good. Alright, I'll put the measurements of this can up on the screen. And I'll have this oil, you know, draining out upside down. Put some in this can right here. See a little better in there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. Let's get the width of this filter element. So we got here 2 let's gotta call that 2 inches even. 2 inches even minus 1/10 of an inch for the end caps. Oh, and we got another. Let me take my gloves off. We got a little bit of a treat here because he sent me the drain plug. It's a magnetic drain plug. Let's see what it caught. Okay, you can see a little bit of stuff on there. I got a tissue over here. So you can see that. You caught a little bit of stuff. That looks kind of pretty normal. The amount of mileage, I would say that's normal. It's gonna catch some stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so let me cut this filter open, squeeze it out, stretch it out, and see what it looks like under a microscope. Be right back. Okay, here's this Mobil filter all stretched out. And this filter is 55 3/4 inches long. Okay, and let's get the thickness of this filter media. 0.78 millimeters thick. Okay, this is the filtering side, back side. And if we take it, you can see that this is very clean. If we take a look at this under a microscope, you're going to see a couple little carbon soot particles. But overall, it's a very clean filter media. So let's take a look at that picture. So as you can see by looking at the microscope picture, this is a very clean filter. Now let's take a look at it up close. Yeah, so you can see there's really no soot or carbon. There's just a couple little spots, but there's really nothing. This is super clean. He went 2 oil changes on his filter. He could probably do 4 oil changes. That Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, it looks like it's doing a good job keeping his engine nice and clean. There's a little spot. I mean, he has over 200,000 miles on his vehicle. Alright, now let's take a look at the rest of the filter. Okay, so we already went over these components. Gasket, silicone and drain back valve. Got a lot of inlet holes here, that's nice. Coil spring, I thought this was like a magnet because it was like stuck on the bottom inside the can, and then it kind of like was tugging when I was trying to pull it off, but I think it was just like stuck on there, that's all. So that's what I thought. I never seen one of these on a mobile filter before. And got the metal core with holes, nice big holes, there's no problem there with oil flow. Yeah, that all looks good. And the can, nice thick can. I had this can sitting like this. You can just see a little bit of something right there. Actually, that is probably a piece of glue. I would say that's a piece of glue. Now, if this got into your engine, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, it's a piece of glue. Must have broke off. But otherwise, it's nice and clean in here. Must have broke. So I'd say the filter and the oil did a pretty good job. What do you guys think about this combination? And again, I want to thank Rideshare Sienna for sending me this used mobile oil filter. And I think I'll wrap this video up. And don't forget, Oil Filter Fridays. I try to open up an oil filter every Friday on this YouTube channel. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. Thanks for watching and take care. Yeah, this is a very clean filter.